Cursor has just released plan mode right before Christmas, and there's this one update that no one is really talking about. And the only way that I found it was to talk to one of the engineers live at Cursor to ask them about this. You can now check mark these little to-dos here at the very bottom of your plans. And this will unlock a whole new world of a revolution that you've never realized. This is so crazy. So when you hit build a new agent, what that's going to go ahead and do is only select those tasks to put into the new agent. And what that'll do is that allow us to actually work in a new context window. If you have a plan like this, just to fix something up as far as like whatever you need to do in your thing, when you go into agent here, you can go push it into plan mode. Have a conversation. I like to use Opus 4.5 for this type of conversation. And that type of planning will help you understand what problem you're trying to solve and get really clear as far as the way that that works. Once this file is generated, the next thing you want to do is just have it generate some more of these to-dos in these phased orders. So I'm going to walk you through a little bit of how I get this stuff set up. And we're just going to walk through fixing some bugs because there's a couple different prompts in here. And if you came from my vertical live stream that I was literally doing live on my phone earlier today, this is just going to be a little bit more polished, right? Because I had some connection issues earlier and we're going to be able to watch this live and how we do it. So big shout outs to some folks. By the way, happy New Year's Eve. I want to give a big shout out to my members right now before we proceed, because this is really important. And y'all are the ones who've been actually standing by me and supporting this whole channel. Frank Ramos, you have been a member for literally a year on my channel. So literally a year. You joined 12 months ago as a member when I got monetized, and that means the world to me. My other friend over here, you changed your name to my new fire emoji. That's how fire it is. Alberto as well. You've been a member for 10 months, as well as Scott Townsend, McKay Wrigley up in the building. We have Ardako, we have Tony, we have Ryan, we have Tefron. We got Cursor AI. I forgot that they sponsored my. I didn't realize that they actually became members. That's fire, actually. Not gonna lie. Battenfield at 7 months. We have these other folks: Biz, we have Tuklian, we have Jason, Bacon Overflow, Z Whaler, Mike D. We got I am Lisa Ross as well. Y'all are real MVPs right now. Jay Chantier. We have Rishov. We have Chris Norman. We have Bert. We have ML Brilliance. We have Gabe. We have Pele, we have NNEat, we have Emmy Pause, 5 months. OSNY, LS, we got Jose, we got Chris as well, Eugene, Raymond Todd, Mark Santos, Babylon. All you guys have been members. Thank you. I mean, Ryan, we got Eddie Steve, we got Mega Duth. Like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for the support. It has really meant a lot that for this channel, that you all have been here since like literally a year ago, helping kind of me understand like that I can actually do this live and be with y'all, and the support and the outreach from everyone and their comments and everything sliding in has just been really amazing. Like this type of stuff is really what I live for, and I like to do this, and I want to continue this over the next year. And I think it's going to be really important to really cook with y'all live. And I got to see those. Oh yeah. Alberto, I'm going to take care of you with those whisper snippets too, because I'm going to show you how to take advantage of snippets. It's just going to be really incredible. That like I can have this type of conversation with y'all like live, and this is what it's about, right? There's no like pre-recorded video, send it to the editors, and a month later you're going to be behind, right? Like we're doing this together, and we can code live and be with you. I think this is really special. It really means the world to me that we're closing out 2025 strong like this, and 2026 is just about to blow up. We just crossed the 20K mark as far as subscribers, which is absolutely incredible. We're shooting for the stars, obviously, but I think really, to be honest, I kind of like the intimacy right now. There's just enough of us where I can still keep up with the chat. And I can't imagine like having a crazy chat where I can't keep up with everyone. That'll be really, really hard. And so I don't know what's going to happen, but I really want to like appreciate you members as well. Like you becoming members, you've been able to stand out, and I've been able to connect with y'all to come close like this to really kind of make some of these things happen. So Alberto, I got you as far as since you're a member here, you're like one of my longest standing members right now. Let me show you those quick Whisper snippets. So in Whisper Flow, if you have Whisper Flow, you open the home, there's this new capability that they allow you to do called snippets. And these snippets are fire. So let me just kind of get this out of the way really quick so I can show you what's up right here. So in this snippet, what you can do here is like you can hit this little pencil and add a new snippet. So for Convex, one of my favorite prompts are to give it these 3 pieces of documentation called use stateless, why convex queries are the ultimate form of derived state, and then understanding the best practices for convex. So I usually put these into my prompts. So I just say convex prompt reference, and then Whisper Flow will automatically copy and paste that in. The other one that you're probably looking for is a cursor agent workflow. Screenshot this right now in high quality, high def. Screenshot, do what you need to do right now on the screen, because this is what you need in plan mode to unlock it to be like super mega amazing. So I just say cursor agent workflow. You can say whatever words you want. Whisper Flow will automatically paste this in basically. I need you to organize the work in phases and make more to-dos so that we can hand off the phase work to different engineers/agents in chunks that can either be done sequentially and or parallelized. Be sure the to-dos have a phase X and prefer X in its context. And so what that's going to be, I actually misspelled it. Prefer X in its content. I'm going to try to see if I can pop this into the Discord real quick. Discord. Okay. And put this in our live stream hangout. Cool. Live stream hangout. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Alberto. Yeah. Okay, cool. I got you there, fam. You should be able to copy and paste this from the Discord, and then you can just put this in your prompts and your snippets. That way, you don't have to do the weird, funny copy and paste thing. It's just much easier to do that. And it's in the code blocks. So in the code blocks, you just hit this little copy here. So you're set. It's in the live stream hangout. Let me save these changes. So now whenever I say convex prompt reference or cursor agent workflow, it's going to put that in. And so the way that we work with here is how I generate a plan is basically, let me scroll to the bottom of this thing. So the other part of the plan flow, it's like the reason probably why you click this video or click this whole thing, we're just going to kind of go through it right now, now that you're here. Okay, so this is kind of what it looks like. I'll show you exactly how we got started on this. So this is the prompt that started it off. And so I just asked it a question like, how are we making requests to the Convex AI providers? And so it's giving me some information, and it's like, okay, cool. I think we have some older code here, and I want to see if we can move to the AI SDK. Our recent plan, the engineer completed the work. And so when I say the engineer, that's really just another agent, but I call it the engineer just for context, because that's the way that these models behave anyways. I add these little brackets, engineer, and then this is the output from the other model as far as like what work that it did to complete everything. And then I close the brackets with this little slash closing thingy here. And I said, we should review the work and review our repo, as we probably have to refactor and clean up some of the remaining code. And so this is kind of where, if you put cursor in plan mode, Opus 4.5, it goes to town. It's really, really good. It basically searched through like 7 files, did 9 different searches on our behalf, moved through things super quickly, thought through stuff, and then comes out with a plan. So this original plan that it came up with came up short with these to-dos. And so this is where that snippet that I just gave you earlier, that's how you convert this. And so this is exactly what I did. Cursor agent workflow, and then boom, it just filled this in right here. And then this is what it comes back with after that. So you see these to-dos here. This is what we did live in my little live stream earlier today. And then see how it puts into those beautiful phases. Amazing, amazing, amazing. But on top of that, now we get this dependency graph. This dependency graph are literally phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and phase 4. So you can visualize, but not only you, your AI agents can visualize where they are in this whole stack of things and what they need to do to get stuff done. I know I have some camera glitchy stuff thing, but work with me here. Yes, so that's kind of what we're thinking / cooking with here. I think everything's looking good. Okay, cool. So that's how we're doing our work. We just completed phase 1. So another thing you might ask yourself, like, how do I keep track of all these different phases of work? If I'm using another agent like Claude Code or something like that, you have to create new tabs and then kind of remember where you put those tabs and all this different types of work that you did. Now with Cursor at the bottom, all you have to do is just all of your chats are literally in here. So this Zod schema thing with this one to do assign, you click it, you can see exactly what task is organized right up here for you. So that's the phase 1 define Zod. That's that first one. If you want to go specifically to this phases of work, just click that little to do list in here. So that'll open up the actual chat of where it's at. So you have one single place that you can go to. And then for your plans, they're always saved into your cursor plans section. So if you haven't saved your plan, when it's showing you the work that it's done for generating that plan, there's a little button here that says save to workspace. Make sure you hit that. That's going to allow it to save to your own workspace. And you want to check that in because this is the thing you're always going to be referencing. This plan, this workflow, no one's talking about this yet. I started talking about this when I discovered it right before Christmas. The Cursor team snuck it in before the break, and I used that to build the game. The 12 days, I literally built my whole game live using this workflow. Amazing. It just chunks out the work, and you can see what phases of work need to be done. And then it still allows you to have a conversation in the chat. Another reason why it's important is because context windows. If you give one big plan to one agent to do the work, it's going to try to exit because it just sees the first line. It's like, okay, done, 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 done. I'm out of here. That's how you saw those like 4 or 5 to-dos that it generated. It will finish them, but it won't really complete everything. And that's the problem I used to have with a lot of my agents is like they'll do their work, but there was like extra details that I really needed to get done. This way, you have much more granular control of this type of thing. And then now you can actually see the work that needs to be done and then do some more iterations within these. So the first phases of work were done. You saw I only did one chat for this one because I wanted to make sure that was done with enough detail. And then I grouped these together in one conversation. And then that's what you're seeing over here in this second chat. So over here with these 3 to-dos combined, it did all the work and it only used about, let's see how much token context window here. 58,000 tokens for the context window for those 3 to-dos. So that keeps it really lightweight. We only use 30% of the context window, and that's phenomenal because we don't want to use more than 50%. Once you cross that 50% threshold for the context window, that's where the agents start to get really confused. And especially if they have too many different tasks that are conflicting, then you start to actually throw distractors at it. That's actually something that was published from ChromaDB about a paper that said about context fraud. So you've probably heard the term context fraud, but that's basically what it is. You're throwing in too many things that distract it, and then it starts to like figure out like, what should I do? It doesn't really perform as well. This workflow will make you perform like beast mode. So I want to give a quick shout out though, because I just got a super chat right now from my boy, Juggernaut, or Juggernaturally, why? G Unit for life. Happy New Year. It's almost 9 p.m. in the UK at the 1st of Jan. My website will go live. Thank you for showing how AI can help me. Man, let's go. Let's give it up. Bro, drop the link in the description. I don't know if you can probably drop it, but if you can send me a DM or something, I would love to go take a look. That was so cool. Congratulations on making that happen. It's really special that you're able to like get your website going and that you're able to kind of tune in and kind of hang out here with us. I think that really means a lot that you're able to get that going. So that's just really, really amazing. Do you ever try to build AI agents with LangChain and vibe coding? That's something I want to start to like maybe dig into more next year. I don't know if this specifically LangChain. I'm extremely interested about Claude Agent SDK. There's a project that WebDev Cody is currently working on, and I think it's called Agent something. And that's something that I've spun up. It's an Electron app, but it will let you keep track of your to-dos, and it runs in this agentic workflow. And Claude Code and like Claude agents can run autonomously right now using the Claude, basically the Claude harnesses and all the infrastructure around that. So that's been really interesting because that guy's shipping software just by yapping into his thing. So the reason why I'm sort of doing this workflow manually right now inside of Cursor is because once I understand how plan mode really works, Cursor has an API. And so I can plug in, WebDev Cody's thing into the Cursor API and mimic my workflow that I'm doing right now by hand. Because I know that this workflow that I'm doing ships software reliably with token efficiency. A lot of problems I have too with other agents is that they'll spam too many tokens to get the same task done. And it will get done, but I'm more about like token efficiency and then quality of output, but also giving enough to the agents to get done so it doesn't get confused. So there is an art here and we're still kind of figuring this out live. So thanks for the content. I appreciate it, y'all. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I love to show you what I'm working on vibe coding and see if it's something you'd like to get involved with. I would definitely drop it in X and see if you can just tag me there. Happy New Year. I'll check it out. Okay. This will be a sign up page as a product. It's still in dev. Hey man, whatever works, man. If you can get that going for sure. Yeah, I'm going to give some shout outs a little bit to some other folks who stopped by. You got to see the Whisper. I could drop the Whisper snippets. Get Max. Hello. Thank you so much. Happy New Year. Best to y'all as well. Ryan as well. Happy New Year. Here's to a wild 2026. If you're that clicked on with Cursor, you got to have to tell them we've been over here mulling in a new affordable tier that's somewhere in between their pro tier and $200 a month tier. You know what? I think if you can see where the puck is headed, I have no inside information on this, but check this out. Hear me out for a second. Composer 1 inside of Cursor is fast as hell. And most developers have been using it because it works really fast. They say like it's not an Opus level thing, so they obviously go back and forth between them. But if you can kind of see where this is going, if the Cursor team was able to train their own model, make it really fast and like much more affordable, and they showed you the graph at that blog post, the more data they keep throwing at it and the more training they keep doing, it's going to keep getting smarter. They finally reached that threshold where it's actually getting smarter at a certain level because they weren't really sure, because they had to have like a long enough time horizon data and like all these different factors. And that's why they released Composer 1. I think this is going to happen. It's going to blow up everyone probably in the summer of 2026. That's my prediction. Summer 26 or fall of 26. Like everyone's going to be releasing these like frontier expensive models. But if we have like an Opus 4.5 that comes out from Cursor that's just cheap, like GPT-5. I need some sound effects. Bruh, y'all better watch out. Y'all better watch out. I need to buy Cursor stock. I don't know how I could do that. I got to buy some stock. I don't know. We're going to make that happen. That's what's up. Oh man. Just got on. Looks like a non-mobile version of Ray is back. Yes. Yeah. We were doing some mobile ones. So that was really cool. Congrats on 20K. It's a big number. Heck yeah. Happy New Year, y'all. Oh yeah. Hopefully you're able to get some of the screenshots as well. So we back for real. What software do I use for my live stream? I use Ecamm Live. Ecamm Live is so fire right now. We're totally chilling. So Composer so fast. Claude Opus fixes what Composer breaks me. So I switched between the two. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, like we can Composer up things. So let's go ahead and start building some things. I just want to get cooking. I appreciate everyone just kind of hopping on live. I just want to make sure I said hello to everyone. So we are rolling live now. So let's go ahead and start cooking here, and I'll get back to the comments. This is I love live streaming. It's just my favorite thing to do. I'm kind of starting to lose my voice. It's getting a little dry, so I'm going to drink some water. Yeah. Oh, I know what I want to make. I want to make a bot that's going to scroll Suno for me. I'm going to do this right now. Suno. So I love music. I love good vibes. And that's the only thing that's kind of lacking for my stream right now is like basically like coding lo-fi music. So this is something that Tech Friend made, and it's kind of a cool playlist that will just play, but I want to like make my own. So one of the things is like, I wanted to see if I can put in prompts and just tell it to kind of be a DJ. And I found out about this thing called Browser Base. So with Browser Base, this can control a browser remotely, but it also can control my browser locally. And they fight CAPTCHA and all that stuff, so I don't have to worry about anything. And they have all these relationships with this stuff. So I thought that'd be such a fire director maybe. And so I think with director, I'm still playing around with this. I'll probably have a live stream once I start to play around with it more. But if you want to see me play around with this live, let me know how, like, because I want to try to have browser-based control Suno and just put in prompts for me. And then I want my live stream, like you guys can request music, and then I'll have an agent that's reading the chat, and they'll like read the chat and then put in the prompts into Suno. Y'all don't be trying to prompt inject me, by the way. And then we can change the mood of like our live stream from the beats, you know, because it's literally just going to be sitting on the side as an agent and just popping in prompts into Suno to like play prompts. And then I will be able to like talk to it, and then it can just kind of do that type of thing. So I might turn it into an MCP, which would be still crazy. But it would just control Suno, like the web browser, and just generate beats. And then like I can vote like up or down or something like that. And then I don't know. That's kind of my idea as far as like an app that I have in the future. But browser based is going to be the way that I'm going to try to figure this out. So this is cool too, because this is a friend of mine who has like these forms from government websites to fill out. So this one will actually go through and fill out. You just describe it in plain English. And so you can have that. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do with this, but I'm still kind of playing around with this. And I thought I'll put it on your radar. I know there's a couple of folks in the chat who've been using it because I've been telling some folks about it. So let me know what your experience is and share back with these other folks as well. So that's what I appreciate. We got that going on. Okay, cool. So let's get back into the mix real quick. And I also want to call out Jermaine for the super chat. Yo, what's going on, man? I know I'm not in your Discord chat right now, but it's still between jobs. But I want to know, I want that workflow. If I find you on X, could you hook me up? I got you, bro. Don't judge me about my portfolio. Yeah, bro. If you're not verified on the DMs, just at me in my post or on a post, and then I could find you. Or if like my DMs are open, as long as you're verified, you can get me in. I got you. I'll send you that workflow, and for sure, dude. I really appreciate you. I know there's a lot of stuff going on, and there's a lot of other people building, so that's kind of why I do the live streams too, so we can watch together, and you can ask me questions here. So that's what's up. AI SDK. So yeah, thank you so much. This is so amazing. AI SDK migration cleanup. Okay, so we did this cleanup. I think I'm just going to review this real quick. This is what I did live. Okay, that's what's up. So for those who don't know, I'm making a clipping app. So this will allow me to take my really long live streams and clip them. And so I have these mega prompts that I run through AI Studio, and I do this in sequential order. And so now I'm officially turning it into an app instead of just going into AI Studio and try to like create these clips. And so I had this way of doing things that I'm now just converting to the AI SDK. And so this is the first part of the chat for phase 1 that's complete. And then this is the Convex AI provider requests. So here we are. And then I just want to make sure all my changes are checked in. So these are the changes that got checked in. I'm going to make sure these are all set up here. All right, so check those in. And then we should be good. Connect. Okay, sync those back in. This goes back out. And then we're going to view the plan for the cleanup. So this is part 1 of the phase 2. And so we're going to start a new chat. So we're going to create what I like to do is click up here and close others. That way they're all closed out. And I just kind of have a focus here. So we're going to start with phase 2, create the utilities, the extraction. Okay, so I think this is going to this might take up quite a bit of context window. So I want this one to be done with Opus 4.5 with good thing here. And then remove duplicate functions. So create the extraction TS and import utils. Okay, so this one sort of depends on this one up here. And then these two kind of depend on this one. So I just want to make sure that once this is done, then I can probably group these two here, and then we should be good. So right now it's taking up about 30% of the context window. And this is going to be a pretty big file that it creates. It's a big utilities file that's going to basically extract the stuff from the SRT file and the timestamp utilities. And so, yeah, this is the AI SDK. If you need a capture-free browser and want to build it yourself, you can take a look at Selenium base and Zen driver. Yes. Yeah, so basically browser base is kind of enhanced on top of that. You can use it for free too, if you do it locally. But if you want like advanced capture and stuff, you can do, you can do those too. I think there's just like a different ones. How did you do the first main plan? Oh, yeah, for this one, this is the one we started in here. So with Claude AI, what I did was I gave it like my short form clip extractor. This is like what I use to make clips. And I get the SRT file plus the timestamps from AI Studio. And then I feed it in this like mega prompt that I built. And so this mega prompt will actually start to analyze the like demographics of my audience, the consumptions patterns, like motivations, and then like I have a clip identification framework. So I give these instructions to the language model to do these steps in its thinking as it's reviewing all of the files, and it becomes like the output is just insanely good for this. I've given this to clippers and they're just like, bro, make this an app. I was like, okay, I got you, fam. And then this also helps me delegate work anyways. So I basically, this is how it started. I said, create a spec for my shorts clipper tool. And we yapped this on a live stream yesterday. So here's my current workflow and prompts. I just yapped this in here. I said, look through extra code. I have an open source repo called Vibestamps. So that's how you can grab the prompt and use it to generate the timestamps. And then after you do that, I will attach the short form clip extractor, which is what I did. And so it did its thing. And this is how we started. Once it kind of came up with something, I told it to use, I have a skills file. And so it referenced my skills file. And then this skills template is what I use to generate the soccer game. For me, it generated, depending on your app, it can generate up to like 1,000 lines of code, which is what it did here. And so this actual architecture thing is just amazing. And this is locked in. This is also in the Discord. So if you're in the Discord here, I have a skills file for this. If you go to skills, in here, skills, I have a thing called app architect. So this is my app architect skill that's here. And this like skill file is pretty massive. It's basically going to ask you questions. and then ask you back and forth so that he can generate a beautiful like architecture plan, especially coming up with new ideas. This type of thing is incredible. This is the, like even the tech stack, everything you're working with, the architecture stuff that you need so that the agents can stay on track. And once you have this thing, this is what you'll hand off to Cursor and say, hey, in plan mode, I want you to help me break apart this so we can ship this thing in phases. Like, please start with that. And so once you have like this, you know, this other document that you can have, that's what you're going to start piecing out and sending off to other agents, right? Just, this is your base thing that's going to work from. This is the data models. So a lot of agents can take this like Opus and then know what to do because it's now condensed to 1,000 lines. It has very concise and precise information for what you need to do to implement your stuff, and then kind of go on from there. So this is API interface design. Like this is crazy. It's crazy what it's been able to do to just get this stuff started out the road. So even the UX screens, this is Opus. Opus on the web with Claude is insane. When you give it that skill file, it's over. You can use Claude Code as well with a skill file. It'll do the same. It's kind of crazy. It'll ask you a bunch of questions about what you want for your experience. And then from there, you just kind of work with that. So that's kind of how it went down. So like it even put the phases of work for implementation. We are cooking, fam. We are so cooking. Yeah. So this is going to be my Clipper app. Here's the AI prompts, time step analysis. Like it even generated the prompts for me, but my prompts are better than what it did there. So I'm still scrolling. All right. So that's kind of where we're at right now. All right, let's get back here. Where are we here? So then what I did, for those who are wondering, is I've handed it off to Droid. So Droid took that big plan. I just said cook. I was curious to see what Droid was going to do. 4 million tokens later, about 4.5 million tokens, it generated most of the app scaffolding and got me as far as like putting in my secrets for my clerk and then for my convex database setup. After that, I've just basically now handed it off to Cursor. We're just doing all the cleanup for the plan mode and everything like that. I just started the idea. I kicked it off in OpenCode, Droid, and I also kicked it off in Claude Code. They're all kind of like the same in essence, but Droid was the one that was able to kind of take the whole plan with like one session and just kind of do it all with 4.5 million tokens. In Claude Code, I needed to separate it more and like kind of do all the extra steps. But I just wanted to see something really fast. So that was last night. I woke up this morning. I was like, wow, it's already done. This is crazy. And so now we're going to taking it to that next level. So that's what's up. Okay, so then we have this first cleanup. So let's cook. Yeah, that's what's up, man. If you want to see the Discord, you can hop right in. Hey, Scott, how's it going? Aloha and Happy New Year. Yes, all the way from the Bay to Hawaii. I appreciate that, man. Droid is really cool. Yeah. Let's go. Okay, so what do we have here? So we have shared utilities. Nice. So what it did is it created the utilities file for convex, and it then created the following: extract duration. So we moved those stuff to convex, the full TypeScript. Cool. So let's review real quick. This is the files that it created. Shared utilities. Nice. Okay, prompt builders. So these are the different prompt builders that I have to build the prompts. So stream duration. This, since it's a very long live stream, give me more durations than normal. Okay, perfect. Okay, keep. And I think we're good. If I hit commit. Oh, nice. Can I just commit from here? Commit and open pull request? You're on the main. Would you like to create a new branch? Nah, we're gonna go YOLO. I'm still like in development mode right now. Oh, so it already committed this. Cool. I guess it didn't stage the other changes too. So yeah, updated plan. Okay, commit. All right, cool. That's pretty cool. So, and then Bugbot kicks off a review. So this is the only thing that we've created so far. And in our plan here, we are down here. Okay, cool. So now I'm gonna do these next. I'm gonna group these next 3 things into a new agent. So that'll kick off in its own conversation since we're now done with the other one. Since we're done with this one, I'm going to close this out, and we're also going to close this one out because I don't need this anymore. So this is kind of how I keep things clean a little bit, if you know what I mean. So are you on the Big Island, Oahu, Kauai? I owned a condo on the Big Island for 15 years. Love it out there. I spend a lot of time on Oahu. Scott's currently, I think, on Oahu. Right now I'm currently in California, so I know I got the Kalapa Y merch right now. So if you know about this, Kalapa Y market, usually on the windward side for those folks who are at. I think there's only on the windward side. So yeah, Kalapa Y OGs. I think they've been at Kailua Beach since like 1932. Yo, old school. Yeah, I love that place so much. So Cali's great too, for sure. What's your GitHub deploy testing workflow like? My GitHub deploy testing workflow, it's not really, this is something I'm still trying to define right now as a solo dev, because the deploy stuff is also going through Vercel. So Vercel has like an automatic deployment. As soon as I push stuff up, any feature branch I create is automatically pushed up to a preview environment. And then like any changes I push up go from there as well. When I do any pull requests and everything, all of that stuff is handled through Vercel, which is really nice. And then as far as like reviews, what ends up happening, there's a couple. So in the pull request that happens on GitHub is Bugbot will show up in there, and also Graphite shows up in there. So Graphite agent review is really, really good too. Like between the two of them, usually Graphite finds a lot of really good like logic bugs, or like, you know, both of them kind of have an overlap, but that's how I'm able to kind of see. So the code review happens automatically when I push changes up into the branches, which is super nice. And so that's kind of like the current review right now. There isn't like a lot of in-depth testing. For my main app for Ray Transcribes, what I've been building, I built a tool recently for my admin side where I'm mimicking all the different use cases for my users. So it triggers all these UI cases. And so I'm starting to save screenshots and like put them as testing flows. So then when I make changes to the UI, I have an agent that kicks off and starts to run various testing flows. And then it has a before and an after. And agents are much better when you give it a before and after for comparison. And so I have these automated tests that I'm going to run afterwards that'll basically start doing comparisons on mobile views and desktop views. And then I'll have these tests that will basically just run probably like once a week or once every couple of days when a group of changes come in. So while I like to test everything as much as possible, at the same time, I don't necessarily need everything tested as much as possible. You know, it eats up a lot of tokens. And so I don't know, like there's users, but there's not like millions of users yet. Like I think it's for like 10 users or something like that. I don't really have that many. What's the scoop? What's the latest tool I should be using? Hey, Cody, I think the latest thing that I should be using is your tool. I was just telling people about your amazing tool that you have that I was kind of taking a look at. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Open Recent. Open Recent is the, but yeah, let me just tell you real quick that I was telling other folks. I basically, one of the things that I want to like hook up into your app, Cody, is basically have the API call into this plan, because it has like this plan mode in Cursor. And then somehow if there's an API access where we can check mark any of these phases to get done. And so the way I'm able to get more detailed to-dos, Cody, is by going like this. I basically put this prompt in, and the prompt in for my Whisper thing that I talk about. So another thing is that if you have a voice thing, if you can get snippets like this is so crazy. So I have this snippet that I just in Whisper Flow say cursor agent workflow, and it basically pastes this in here. It says, I need you to organize the work in phases and make more to-dos so that we can hand off the phase work to different engineers in chunks. Can either be done sequentially or parallelized. I should probably spell this correctly. But be sure that the to-dos have phase before in its content. So what this does for me is that it then transforms the to-dos. Let me show you the before. So this is the first plan that came out. Usually when I get a plan from Cursor, it looks something like this. Let's see if I can go back here. This is the first plan. So the plans usually look something like this. They'll give you only like 4 to-dos. And usually if you just tell this to build inside of Cursor, it will do an okay job. Most plans for most agents kind of just do an okay job. But with that prompt, then it gives us more like detailed to-dos, and it also makes a dependency graph for them. So which ones can be parallelized and which ones can't. And for the most part, I find this to be pretty good as far as like what work can be parallelized and also dependencies. So like this depends on this work, and then this work here depends on this and this. Like, so I can't start these unless these are done yet, you know, kind of like this. Even within these, just for me, I could spot check certain things. Like I can't kick off these other to-dos unless these were done in front of it. But that's just because I have a little bit of experience in this repo, but that's kind of the workflow. As you can see here, now I can just click these ones and just build with a new agent. So I group certain ones together, like the delete ones can just go with a new agent. I can also select a different agent here too. So I can say I want Opus 4.5, which is 40% cheaper. Or sorry, Sonnet 4.5, which is 40% cheaper. Or I can do even GPT 5.2 because it's just a delete task. So here we can go do like codex max low. You know, we can say this, just go ahead and do this in the new agent. And then theoretically it should kick off with codex. I don't think, maybe this is a bug. This is a new regression. Yeah, so it should have kicked off with the model that I selected up here, but I'll have the team fix that. Yeah. Okay, so I think it's just using Opus right now. Anyways, that's what it's supposed to do, but it's not. So the agent model's here selected, I guess. So yeah, that's what it's doing right now. And that's how I'm able to keep track of them inside of here. And so if there's a way in the CLI that this can be exposed and put into your app for that Kanban thing that you have, that would be so fire. So let me see if I can make you a mod so you can put your links and stuff like that. So can I, oh, I can make you a mod from the chat over here. Let's see. Can you become moderator? Add as moderator. Cool. Hi. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, I think I'm going to make you just a mod. Cool. I think, Cody, if you're now a managing moderator for the channel. Cool. So then, like, if you put a link, then you can share your, I think, Agentic, what do you call it? Where is the app? I had it up here. Automaker. Yes. Automaker. Web dev, Cody, Automaker. This is the one. This tool is fire. So automaker.app. This is the one. So this is, check out this app. It's so fire. For those who don't know. So this is the prompting that he's talking about. So you can put a description in. And then what it does is basically using the Claude Agents SDK. This is why I was telling everyone I was really excited about the Claude Agents SDK. And so this is all driven by that. Like this is an Electron app that's sitting there that's leveraging the Agent SDK. And you can literally just yap your ideas, connect all your different repos in, and then you can start to, ship features this way. And so what I've been doing independently from this is like, there's this workflow in Cursor that I really like and that I'm trying to dial in. And if I get this plan mode like automatable via the CLI, or not the CLI, via the API, then I can probably integrate that as a feature or fork this and then make my own version or something like that if like it doesn't make sense. But I'm still trying to like figure out like these nuances. And why I like the feature of what I'm doing right now in plan mode is the fact that it's like very token efficient, but also extremely like I have a big plan that I create in Opus, and then from there it gets handed off to these other like agentic patterns and so forth. And then what I like about the other part of it is like I can basically have this like dependency graph in some funny way where it's like, okay, I have all these to-dos. There's some of them will depend on each other, some of them won't. And then the third part of it that's going to be towards the end is to then somehow integrate that with stack diffs. So that's what I'm kind of doing as well, because you can check out one PR and then off that PR, you could just keep creating new PRs. That way I don't block the development workflow of the feature. So I can just start landing them in one after the other. And then anyone who needs to land features that depend on something, it's just one command. It does all the rebasing and everything. And that way you're in sync with the rest of the PRs up and down the stack, which is pretty cool. So yeah, a lot of stuff I'm still playing around with. It's still kind of raw right now, so it's not really well fleshed out, but I thought I would just share a couple of these types of things for those who are learning. I think at the endpoint, just adding new features. Oh, so you have the agent. Okay, so you have your agent post to localhost at, okay. Got it. So I can just post to the API whenever I want. Oh, interesting. So I could even technically make an API. Oh, okay. That's awesome. That's so cool. Yeah, if you haven't had a chance to check this out, automaker.app, let me put this in chat. This is fire. Y'all need to check this out. Also, like crazy job with the skinning and everything. I gotta probably update my my version right now. Let's see. Open new window. Automaker. You all. Automaker. Cool. Let's see. What do I have here? Probably have to pull stuff. Let's see. Git tower. Whoops. I think. Let me just pull mine up. Oh yeah, I forked it and then I just need to pull the latest changes. But yeah, I'll get this. There's a whole different thing in here. What was I doing? Planning MD. Yeah, I'll pull this up a little bit later when I get it. Like, I had it up and running, and then Automaker. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the images were just for fun. That's so cool. Can the skins be just solid colors? I think, yeah. That's really cool. Yeah, let's go ahead and keep building this thing out. This is crazy. Yeah, so this is Automaker, your products and control, manual project management. Bro, the landing page is so fire. Look at this. Yo, he did this all with AI, bro. Web dev Cody Cooks. Oh yeah, he has a course too. Like, wanted to become a Agentic. So Agentic Jumpstart, that's the one. So let's see where we go. Whoops. So this is the one. So his course, like, he's transitioned from like teaching stuff on the web as far as like, you know, teaching everyone how to code. And that's where I learned a lot of like my backend stuff and front end stuff, just literally watching, you know, web dev Cody do his thing. So now, like on his channel, he starts to talk a lot about like this new age of, you know, AI coding, and that's kind of what he's cooking with right now. So this is his thing. I think he just started this thing for his channel. So there's already a bunch of content that's on here. I haven't got to see it personally, but like, I mean, you can just watch his YouTube videos. There's already like a lot of really good stuff. But then he goes over like how to set these things up and has a really, really active Discord. Especially for the folks who are currently building with Claude Code. So if you're already in on Claude Code, he's probably got a whole bunch of stuff that he's got like coming up next, because he spent a lot of time, or spending a lot of time right now in Claude Code, and, you know, teaches you how to do these things with prompts and stuff like that. So definitely appreciate all the work that he's doing there, because this is such cool stuff. So let's go ahead and see if we can get this going right now on GitHub. Automaker.app. Oh yeah, this is the website that we're doing. And then my fork should be over here. So let's see. My repositories. Let's see. Automaker. And let me just sync my fork. Update branch. Cool. So now I should be able to pull the latest, and then I think I just have to run my command to get started. So npm run dev. Okay, cool. So ghosty, and let me just open up a new ghosty terminal. Let me hide these for now. Okay, cool. So cd workspace Automaker. Oh, cd Automaker. Okay, git pull. Perfect. And then what else do I need to do here? npm, I think I just do the Electron app. So npm run dev Electron. Whoops. Oh, whoa. Yeah. Let's go. Let's cook. I want to get the vibes. There's been so much here. Let's see. Oh, what happened? Okay. There's an app building. So injecting the env. Server failed to start. Did I use bun? No, I don't think so. Interesting. Failed to start server. I think I'm just going to remove the older. Let's see. Okay. Let's just ask Cursor to fix it. Let's go back to file, open recent to Automaker. Okay. Okay. I just installed this project and it is failing to build. Output. Okay. It's going to fix it here. Graphite. Skills. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think, oh, that's what I did last time. I was putting in the graphite skills in here. Okay. Let's see. Failed to start. Module not found. I probably just have to remove my modules and then rebuild it. I think I'm gonna do that. It's probably easier. RM. I'm going to stop it for now and just tell her to rebuild. Okay. Oh, my bad, Cody. Yeah. I think you accidentally hit the comments list. I think you're good. Let's see. Scott. Okay. Oh. Let's see. I think you're good. So I think, let's see. I'm going to just rebuild here. Import p limit. So platform cannot find module p limit or its core type declarations. Oh, interesting. I just did this. Okay. I'm going to give it these output. Okay. And tell it to run. Cool. I don't think I need this. I'm going to go back to my vibes mode. Vibes only. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I got your message too here. Yeah. Sweet. Oh yeah. So for those who don't know, Cole Medine also has the Agents SDK, and I'm trying to get web dev and these guys to connect with each other so they can do some cool stuff. That'd be really awesome. Let's see. Okay. The issue is that you deleted the modules but didn't run the npm. Oh, of course. There. Yeah, my bad. npm install. I thought it would install the build for me, but I guess not. Oh, I probably downloaded the latest stuff and I didn't do an npm install after that too. That was probably the problem, but it's okay. I'm just rebuilding everything from scratch anyway, so it's easier. Skip the integrity check. Okay. Error. No rmdir. Rollup shared is not empty. Okay. Automaker node modules. Interesting. Let me just do back the other one. The board controller. Yeah, we should be able to get this fixed. Let's see. Does Cole have a Discord? I don't know if he has a Discord actually. Let me see. Oh, let me just remove these here. That's probably what it is. Remove CD. I'm already in here, so RMRF node modules. Okay. Yes. No matches found. Okay. And then what else is going on? npm install. Oh, it's actually doing it right here. Dang, cursor. That's why. Okay, cancel. Let me stop. I got too ahead of myself because I was doing this here. Okay. All right, so let's go. Okay. And oops. Cool. Yeah. So I was basically what happened is that Cursor was trying to do this at the same time I was. And let me just remove everything. Okay. Can we try again? Let's try to clean up. Okay. I think I'm gonna do this. npm clean cache. Whoops. Node modules. Yes. Okay, cool. So we remove the modules and stuff. And then let me just double check. Yes. Okay. Why is this still in here? Okay, cool. All right. I think that's good. App underscore and then libs. So let's see app. ls apps node. Okay. I don't think there's any other node modules. So apps, node modules. I don't think I see them. Apps UI. Oh, okay. That's the package stuff. Okay. I don't think I see anything else in here. Okay. Yeah. npm install. Please retry this. Let's see. I totally borked my whole thing. I might just remove the whole folder, reinstall. Help. Cool. Yes, it does work. It's just totally me. I totally messed up this operation because I forked it and then I installed it and then I pulled the latest update, but I didn't install. And then I tried to use cursor to fix it, which then led it down a whole different path of things that is happening. So now I'm going to just let cursor do its thing and it should be able to get us out of this mix. But it does work. Yes. Let's see. Because I really, actually, what I wanted to do is use Automaker to basically just hand off all these tasks now, because that'd be so fire right now. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get this working. It's going to work no matter what. So what are we doing? Type npm install. Okay. So find apps, libs, name, node modules. Oh, okay. So it's going to try to find them and then remove them. That's dangerous. Oh, God. Oh, man. Yeah. Installation successful. Okay, cool. Now it's actually going to run the app. Let's go. Cool. Here, open cursor in browser. Let's go. Awesome. Bro, look at that animation, bro. Wow. Oh my gosh, this is cool. So this is the app right here. Oh, this is crazy. So now it says what was fixed. We upgraded the node from this and then a clean reinstall of all dependencies. So this is the server here that's running and then the backend API. Claude authentication is expected for a fresh install. So it would have my stuff in the environment already. Wow, bro, look at this. Oh, this is so crazy. Look at this detail. Dang. Okay, let me, my app is freaking out right now. Okay. So I can turn on auto mode and it's just going to go crazy. This is plan mode. Whoa. Oh my God, bro. Agent runner, terminal, spec editor. There's so many more improvements. Jesus, you guys are cooking. API keys, authenticated. See, it picked it up automatically from my Claude code setup. Wow. So I don't have to use my API key. I could just start using this. And I already have a Claude Max plan, so I'm pretty much good. Auto load Claude MD files from the project. Yes, please. This is amazing. MCP servers. Oh, wow. So I can add all my different MCPs and stuff. So I guess, why don't I just load the project that I'm already working on? And then we'll just do that. Okay, so instead of kickoff chaos, I'm going to add a new project. So new project, I'm going to browse and the application support. So choose a parent directory where your project will be created. Oh, okay. So the parent directory I like is workspace. Ray workspace. Okay. Select current folder. And then as far as like, I don't have to create new projects. Okay. So I want to, hold on. New? No. Open, I think. Workspace, and I think the project is called, I'm blanking out right now. LOL, clipper LOL droid. I think this is the one. Okay, select current folder. So set up your project. We didn't find the app spec file. Let us help you generate. Help describe your project for our system. We'll analyze your project's tech stack and create an entire comprehensive specification. Okay. Project overview. Describe what your project does and features you want to build, as this will help us create a better spec. Oh, if I already have a spec file for this, Skip for now. Okay. You have set, okay. Yeah, okay, cool. So this is the appearance. I can change it to, oh, let's get a mood. I think cappuccino. Monokai. This is fire. Retro. Oh my God, retro's too good. Dracula. Ocean. Light mode. Bruh. Okay. Let's do Monokai. I like Monokai so much. This is fire, bro. This is there's so many new changes. This is insane. Feature defaults. Oh my God, let's go. Okay, Kanban board. Okay, so now I have my Clipper LOL app. And so if I want to add a feature, I could just go to here and model. I could tell it it's like a heavy task. And then in Claude Opus, thinking level, none. Whoa. And then the options I have is like skip planning mode, light, spec, full. And so what if I already have a plan? I guess that's kind of where, because I already have a plan in here that I'm basically just ticking off. So the main architecture plan, I'll see if I could show you. Let me open up a new window. My app is freaking out. We're just eating tons of CPU. Let's see, activity monitor. Let's see what's going on. Cursor helper, cursor. Oh, the browser is going in a render loop. Let's see. I think it's because of this. That's interesting. Cursor no like. Oh my God, it's going crazy. All of my GPUs are eaten. Okay, let's go. Anyways. Okay, so I have this one here, and this is my architecture plan is going to be in tab. I'm going to go to vibes only editor. Yeah, okay, cool. So in here, I have the architecture plan. This is my whole plan. Like I wanted to just cook on this, but I don't know. Maybe I could just tell it to review this. I'm going to say copy relative path. Okay, let's go to Automaker and say add new feature. I'll say, please reference the plan here and finish the features. Okay, and then, oh, paste or drag drop files and attach content here. Okay, so I can even drop the MD files. Nice. Okay, improve clarity, enhance with AI. Category, this will just be, okay, that's the prompt. Priority medium, priority high. Model, I want Opus with balanced. Opus, medium thinking level. Yes. Yeah, I like this. Actually, Opus with medium should be fine. And then planning mode, I'll do light. Okay. I'll do spec. Spec will be generated when the feature starts. The agent will create a planning outline before implementing, but won't. Okay, I like this. Enable automated testing. Okay, let's go ahead and just see if it can cook with this. Add feature or make. Okay, so this is now kicked off. And so the Claude Agent SDK is using my API credits from, not API credits, it's using my Claude Max account to implement this feature using Automaker. And Automaker is that app from Web Dev Cody that we were showing you earlier. So automaker.app. And so he made this along with this community of folks to allow you to be anywhere in the world really and just yap your features in. And this Kanban board style. So this like will just start running autonomously. So we can actually see the agent output now that's happening. So it's doing the tool calling. And typically this would happen in a terminal, but now you actually have a GUI or an app. And as you can imagine, this is just currently running. Yo, I think I'm back. Yeah, my app crashed, but I think we're back now. We're like back for real. Okay, so here's the backlog. I don't know why. Buffering. First link in the chat. Yes. Let's see. Where's the Discord? Yeah, I think he has a Discord on his website. Cool. Yeah. Agentic coding. Yes. Agentic coding is like the pro term. I feel like we're going from like a wide spectrum of people who prompt to make code to like the more serious people like Web Dev Cody, like Lee Robinson, all these people who are using like and sharing these techniques for like software engineering. It's like agentic coding is a really great term because that's what you're doing. We're using agents to guide our software engineering practices and try to make them actually produce something useful. And it does produce useful stuff, as you can see. It's just so cool. Yeah, so this is at Web Dev Cody's thing. Yeah. So that's what's up. Cool. Click logs at the bottom of the card and see the tool calls. Okay, cool. So if I click the logs, let's see if I can kind of see. Because my app crashed, I don't know what happened. If it went to the backlog or not. Make. Okay, logs. So auto scrolling is enabled. So I can see the logs now. Yeah, so this is actually what would normally come out in the terminal output. And now we're seeing it here. I'm glad that the stream's resumed, by the way. I was afraid that my app crashed and everything kind of went to oblivion. So cool. Awesome. So now it's gonna, this is crazy. This is so crazy. I have a clear picture of what it's doing. Tool call, edit. This is so amazing. So I can filter out by like stuff I want to see. And then like, so now there's like an error. So agent encountered error. To do, right. Wow. Okay, this is cool. Expand all. So this is exactly if you want to expand all of them. This is what Cloud Code would basically be doing in a terminal, but now it's basically be done in a process I can watch. And you can even see the changes here. This is insane. So I can see what's happening here. Wow. Oh my God, this is insane. Pipeline. Wow. Cool. This is crazy. The raw file. Oh, so this is just straight up the terminal output. And I think it crashed because of my running out of memory. This is why it keeps going back here. So what I'm going to do is re-kick off this process because Cursor is freaking out right now in this browser. And let me quit Cursor because, and then I'm going to relaunch it in a different window. Let's see. Because this is where activity monitor, Cursor was just going bonkers. Let's see, I'm going to force quit it. Yeah. Oh, wow. Code 9. Okay, close. Cool. And okay. Yeah. Okay. Let me just quit the Electron app. Okay, quit Automaker UI. Yep. Yep. Oh, I done messed up, y'all. Oh, so I'm going to quit the Electron app. So what's happening right now, my machine's freaking out, is because of, I think I ran the app within Cursor, and they probably have like a really strict sandbox / memory constraint. Mac OS X has this only like, has a lot of strictness around apps that are running. And if so it's, you know, like Cursor has their own sandbox of stuff that they do. And then like this has its own stuff that it's doing as well. So it's just, this can be a lot better if I just run this in Ghosty, just straight up direct. Oh, I think even Ghosty crashed for me. That's what happened. Wow. Okay. It totally crashed. Workspace. Let's see. This is called Automaker. Oh no. My whole computer is just dying right now. It doesn't like me. It does not like me right now. Okay, my computer wouldn't even let me switch screens. Okay. Okay. Let me just run this now. So now that I'm running the app build, yeah. Electron also uses a bunch of memory. Just try the web mode as well. Oh, okay. Cool. That's a good idea. Are you on at your Claude limits? Not sure. No, it's literally my machine. It's like, it was a Cursor itself and then my machine. Let's see, activity monitor. So we'll see. So right now, MDS, something was writing to this like crazy. Launch D. Oh, cancel. Stats. So this could just be my time machine backup. Is it going? Yeah, it's doing my skip this backup. Of course. Yeah, so I was doing a time machine backup that's eating up. Okay, by the way, I have like the maxed out M3 with 120 gigs. And like, I've been eating memory. I'm already at 71 gigs right now. Plus I'm live streaming to like 4 different sources and we're building apps and doing all this stuff. Okay, cool. I think we're good now. I basically skipped the backup, which was kind of eating up a lot of my processes and memory. So we're good. So let's go back. Now we should have enough free memory to do what it needs to do. So let me go ahead and make, and then while it's doing this task, I want to sample it. So I'm going to see if I can sample the process. Let's see, Automaker app. Oh, it's like a web Electron app. Okay, cool. Display link manager, open system preferences. Okay. Dang, all my apps are freaking out. Memory. So if I go to make now, okay, logs. Is it freaking out still? Raw. I think it's going. Cool. Logs. I don't know if it got to finish writing out its files here. So it's doing its thing. So we're watching it do its tool calls, activity monitor. Oh, it exited. Why? It doesn't tell me why. What's the exit reason? So now I can see the file clearly and then boom, it exited. Huh. That's weird. Ghosty. What's the error? Huh. Error during execution. Stack, Claude code process. And what's happening? The SDK, server error, emit, no child process. What child process exited though? File descriptor error. Okay. Has payload auto mode true. That's a good bug. So, type execution. Okay. Well, that's weird. Why? Let me just try again. Just relaunch the app. I think it should be good. Yeah. Cool. Let me go make. Log it. Let's see. Use the web version. Okay. I think I'll use the web version. That's probably it. Web version. So I could just do npm run dev web. Okay, cool. Ghosty. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to quit the Electron app. And Ghosty. And do web. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll get you those errors too. Yeah. All right, let's go. So crazy they could run on the web too. Let's go. Ghosty. What's happening now? Reoptimizing because Vite has changed. Okay. Huh. Setup. Oh, it hasn't gone through the setup. Let's see. What's the console say? Console, it's freaking out. Why? It can't talk to setting status due to control access control checks. What's going on here? HTTP client. Whoa. Network's probably going crazy right now. What's going on? It's in loop. Infinite loop. Is there... What's the status? API setting status. And then what's it sending over? Copy. HTTP requests. Activity. TextMate. Okay. Yeah. Huh. Cookies, sizes, timing, security, preview. Wow. Okay, so this is going to go in a loop forever. Okay, there's a couple different bugs. web browser mode is kind of doing weird. So debug. Let me run this. Let's just debug. Ghosty. Okay. Let's just run the debug mode and kind of get the logs that web dev Cody needs for this. Probably is a CORS issue. Maybe with Safari, huh? Yeah. Okay, so we're in debug mode right now. And I'm going to try to make... Actually, debug mode is probably not what's going to be useful here, I think. Let's see. Raw. Okay. Yeah, let's see console. What's going on in the console? So all the events are being sent. There's a WebSocket error. This is because when you launch it, I don't think the authentication is set up until the script sets up the API key. And there's a timeout. So what is going on? Freeform quit. Why does it... Something from the Electron app is reaching into other parts of my app, which I find really strange. I don't know what's going on. Like it's reaching into like screen recording and these other things. Like what's it calling? CCU, Cloud Code usage. Huh. Open system settings. Yeah, like it just re-triggers a whole bunch of other stuff. Ecamm Live would like to record this computer. It's like, yes. It's already set to record. Let's see. Who's calling into this? This is weird. Huh. Let's see. WebSocket's disconnected. Use auto mode TS. And then it's calling into this error hooks thing. Okay, cool. Awesome. So auto mode error object. And then in Troy, Ghosty. Ghosty is saying, what's it saying? Saying the same thing. Code process exit 1. Okay. No, don't get depressed, man. I love like trying to understand how apps work and like, I'll use this stream. No. Like, I think what's I like about playing around with people's software, especially live, especially with people like who are content creators, it's like the whole point of making software is to put it out there in the world and then like debug things. And I don't think there's enough of us who like spend enough time live like debugging. And I got to be with a lot of people in the room, like watching them debug iOS and like, you know, the kernels and stuff and like teach me about memory and things. And I was like, that was like, whoa, I got to be a fly on the wall for this stuff. This is crazy. And then like, once you know, like certain things, your mind starts to go crazy. And I'm so new to like web development and like debugging. So I'm like so curious right now because like, how does this thing work? You know, what's happening? You know, how does Electron even build its apps? Like there's a lot of questions here that I have no clue about. So I'm just trying to understand, you know, how does this file get built? And then like, you know, who's when someone calls this process, like, you know, the Claude Agent SDK calls into something and then they're calling some type of node event, right? And there's another child process that kicks off. I have no clue how this really works. I'm just trying to figure this out. So it does these functions and it's exiting out. And I'm trying to figure out how can we capture this error log? I don't see it captured on the exit project path. So I'm trying to see if I can maybe throw some logs in here, something that I can get so I can understand like where we can debug this. Okay, my whole machine's kind of hosed right now, but I think what I'll do is Claude. Can I pop into Claude in here? Cool, dark mode. Oh, okay. Authorize. So I have a bug with my Claude thing too, because maybe it's this. Maybe I'm just not authorized. That's such a weird thing. Because this happened last time. Enter to continue. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Use recommended settings. Maybe my key rolled. Yeah. So now that I'm good in here, let me just try relaunching the app. Oops. Okay. It could be my live stream too. I have no clue. Let's see. And it just also could be like the task. But now that I've re-authenticated, I think I should be good. It should just grab the latest token here. Because it was weird, like how we would just exit right away. So I'm just curious. Yeah. Not a valid JSON. Yeah, there's something that's going on in the usage side of things. Get gateway. Now I'm so curious. HTTP client. Oh, it just timed out. Dang. Okay. Make. I think I'm on main. I just pulled Automaker main. So that's what I'm synced up with. And I forked it off this. Oh man, my machine's dying though. Let's see. I should just do a big reboot to my machine because like my kernel task is at 34 gigs. Yeah. And then I have tons of windows open. I'm pretty sure like I'm under tons of memory pressure probably. App memory. Yeah. That's interesting. Okay. Well, it's not the app that's actually doing it, by the way. It's a combination of things. So like I'm streaming live. I had a time machine backup going, which ate up all my CPU. And then I have like, so I'm streaming to 4 places at once. I'm writing to a bunch of things. I have my own apps that are running. And I think it's like kind of like, what's the thing that's going to take it over the moon? I think that's kind of where it could just be any other app in the background. Oh yeah, by the way, I also had like a bunch of other cursor stuff running in the background too. And so I have like, I think I quit them now, but I had like 4 different cursor apps running, doing their own stuff in the background. So those are kicking off their processes. And then I also have, I think, several Droid sessions were running until I quit Ghosty and relaunched it. So I had a lot of stuff going on. Like, yeah, it was kind of crazy. So, yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. So I think it's going right now, to be honest. Automaker. Whoops, not Automator. Cancel Automaker. Okay, so is it going right now? Yes, it was, I think, on main. Yeah. So I'm going to retry this a little bit later, but I think what I need to do is probably just restart my machine and everything. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to restart my machine. I'm totally hosed. Not from the app though. It's literally just my own thing. I've been wanting to restart for a little while. So I think that's kind of what I'm probably going to do. And that way, like this app will actually kind of, like my goal is to try to use something like this so I could just automate all my tasks. Like this is where I want to go. And what I'm actually experiencing is just literally my own machine. Like I threw madness at my machine and I just went super overboard here. So yeah, pick up. Okay, I'm so tempted right now to pick up one of these new Mac Minis, but I'm also contemplating because memory is a big issue for those who don't know. There's like a RAM shortage right now. And so it's really hard to get RAM. And if you're trying to build a custom PC, good luck. You're going to spend like crazy amounts of money. So all of a sudden that $10,000 M3 Mac Studio with 512 gigabytes of RAM is looking kind of fly right now. I'm not going to lie. This is so weird, right? Like, I don't think I've ever looked at an Apple computer and be like, I think it's going to get cheaper. No, I mean, not cheaper. I think it's going to like, it's one of those weird moments right now. So let's go spec out a machine right now. Let's go spec out our Mac Studio. Do the Mac Mini is what's up. But why don't you just rent a desktop or something from Shadow until prices come down? Bro, I don't think prices are going to come down, bro. That's really crazy. So I want to run like super powerful stuff, right? So like I want to run the latest models and like all the latest things. So I need maxed out memory. So I need to have an M3 Ultra or M4 Max. So the Ultra has an advantage, I think, with the extra cores and stuff. So let's see. It's like, look at the prices. 96 gigs of RAM. Let's go. So if we do this guy and we can't get this one until we get this guy, and then we do 512 gigabytes. And then you can't hold with 1 terabyte. You can't get this config at 10K with 1 terabyte because literally you can't really load the language models you want to load in. So minimum you need at least 4 gigs. But at this point you got to go 8. So I've been trying to speak to the folks at XO Labs because I helped them make some of their first videos, and big shout outs to XO Labs. Like it was the first video with like Llama 405B, XO Labs. And so this one went viral. Yeah, this is me. I went over right here in Los Altos Hills, up to their house to record this. I was like, bro, what happened was the model weights had just dropped for Llama 405. So like this is a little bit of history right here. We're in 2025. We're closing out 2025. This is a 2024 bit of history. And we were literally just like he needed the weights and I went to go download the weights and bring it over to him. And it's like for coming in person to transfer the weights and filming it. So like this is like what happened. Like I went over up to the house. I was like, yo, we got to get this working because his internet connection was dying. So then I just filmed this. I was like, I set up my camera and everything. I was like, we got to record this. And this was like the moment in history where people realized that you can actually run these large language models on your machines. And he was doing the work, XO Labs and their team, for sharding the models and then putting them on the different devices and then having them talk to each other. Because the goal was like all of us can show up to a cafe and then run a model together. So we don't need this big compute. And like at that time, having 2 MacBooks is pretty much all you needed to load the 405B model. Obviously they have maxed out RAM and everything, but like it came out like at a couple tokens a second. And as soon as we saw it coming out, we were like, this was insane. So yeah, that was 2024. And now we're in 2025, so it's almost like a month and a half or a year and a half later. And now we're starting to see RAM shortages and stuff. But like there's a reason why, because if you can run these models, like people are laughing here, but now that's like, try to get this much RAM, bro. Like you're now the person laughing at the person who got the 2 MacBooks. And you're like, oh man, I got to do this. So yeah, bro. So if we have 1 terabyte of unified memory, I have a thing called LLM-calc. So this is how much room we have at least. Like this is just back of napkin tech bro math. So if I go to advanced settings, I'm just going to change the configuration from the RAM from 16. We're going to do 1024. Okay, so we have a terabyte of RAM. So if we have a terabyte of RAM, we can run a model at 4-bit quantization, like with 2 billion parameters. So if you have 2 trillion parameters. So this is a massive model that you can run if you have 2 of these M3 studios connected together. So with like this size, you can really do a lot of cooking. If you have an 8-bit, obviously comes back down. If you 16-bit or 32, this is kind of what you're looking at as far as like running it with some really good speed and really high accuracy. So like you can get like good accuracy from 8-bit models. 4-bit, you kind of start to kind of change it up a little bit. But that's what you're looking at. But even just with 512, just by itself, with 512, you have a 1 trillion parameters that you can kind of run with 512 gigabytes of RAM. So that's what you're going to looking at here. So that's going to cost you like 15 grand. You don't have to get this much memory. You probably get 4 gigs. You're probably spending 10K, 512 gigabytes of memory, M3 Ultra. You get 2 of these bad boys in your config, 20K, you're going to be running super amazingly beast mode here. So that's kind of the way that you want to look at it right there. So are you using Whisper to transcribe for your project? Did you ever think about using Parakeet? Yes. So there's a bunch of different things that I'm using. That's what we're going to be. That's like, for those who are wondering, I use Ray Transcribes is my little transcription stuff that I have. And what I'm using in the background is like the Whisper Large V3 model. And then I do a bunch of stuff on device. So this was my first version of making the app live. And that's kind of what's up. Thanks for the live test on Automaker. We're going to drop and figure out why it's breaking. Hey, Web Dev Cody, thank you so much for rolling through. If you haven't had a chance, make sure you check out his channel. Web Dev Cody is amazing. He has a lot of great tutorials and things and is coding now a lot with AI and is dropping a lot of great knowledge. So talk about a lot of history in software engineering, especially more specifically web development. He's like definitely the guy to follow. You should just check him out. he's going to go actually on his live stream and it's going to start to debug his app a little bit more and take a look at some of these memory issues. And I'll send him over some of the crash logs and stuff. So yeah, thank you so much, Web Dev Cody, for dropping by. I really appreciate that. Are you using Whisper? Yeah. So this is the project that I was talking about. And so I can get a really long live stream like here, and I can show you how fast this goes. So this is basically like a video, 1.48 gigabytes. And this is probably, let's see, 38-minute long video. So this is like the previous live stream that we did where I think it was last night. Yeah, this is last night where all of us were playing. So I'll show you what this looks like. So 1.48 gigabytes at 38-minute video. We're going to start to generate the transcripts. And this is what we do. We basically are doing some device processing here. So this is all happening right now live. And we're going to transcribe that whole 38-minute video pretty much in record time. So after this happens, what you'll get is like the full-on transcript that is like compatible. But also on top of that, you also get specific words that are going to be put in. So a lot of times when you're saying like chat GPT, it'll say chat GBT, or Claude would change it to Claude to cloud code. I can't tell you how annoying that is in your transcripts, but the whole thing's already done. We just transcribed that whole thing and we have downloadable things. You could even edit the transcripts if you want to and edit them in here. So like this is the whole thing. Crazy, right? So it's really amazing because in the dictionary, this is like the most important part. This is how you get all your key terms. And this is why I made the app, is because on Ray Transcribes, when people start searching, they're not searching Cloud, they're searching Claude. So a lot of your transcripts, when you send them through YouTube or any, like even Riverside, it's going to change from Claude to Cloud, C-L-O-U-D. And so when people are actually using like the actual key terms, you don't show up in your videos. So I'm the only one who's doing this. So I'm starting to show up. And so I made this app just so that people can try it out and stuff like that. So you can basically do that right now. And so adding these types of dictionaries, especially if you have names, work really well. So here's the other thing. Let's just say you add some words to the dictionary and that, like, for example, like a person's name. When you go to reprocess, you can reprocess with a different model. Or like, for example, if everything's in Italian and it actually thought it was like a different language, you could just do the start reprocessing and look how fast it does the reprocessing now. So that 30-minute live stream will just basically reprocess in like less than 20 seconds, which is crazy. So boom, it's just done. It's already done again. And you already have like the transcripts that you can like edit all the timestamps or whatever you want. It's already there. Super fast. It's crazy, crazy fast. So this is what I'm doing. This is Ray Transcribes, and you can start using it today. Right now, it's just, I'm charging you like $10 a month, which is insane. Most of these services charge quite a bit of money for the amount of usage you can get. So like $10 a month gets you basically 50 hours, and then $20 a month gets you this. The prices will be going up as I keep adding features. So I have timestamps that are already coming in /here, YouTube link support, and like blog post stuff. So this is like the workflow that I do. So I download the SRT file. I prototyped how the timestamp stuff was going to work and all my prompting through this thing called Vibe Stamps. So if I drag that SRT file in here now, what I do is then generate the timestamps, and the timestamps are very, very accurate. They're accurate because of the way that I do the prompting and the introspection of the actual transcript, but also in association with all the different words, with the timings of things. And so there's a lot of work that's done, and you can take a look and you can learn here. You can fork the repo. It's vibestamps.com, and you can actually, it's an open source repo. You can take it here. I'm hooked up to the Vercel AI SDK. So that's what I'm using. It costs me money, but I'd rather put this out there so people can use it for free right now. It's free for now. I'm going to probably close it down once I integrate it into my app. But you can see, like, it has a very, very accurate breakdown of the actual live stream, what happened, and the transition topics. I had the same thing I had done inside of Riverside. It's nowhere near as accurate. It's really bad. Most people who do timestamp stuff is really bad, and it takes a very specific way of doing things like this. So that's that in a nutshell. That'll be coming into Ray Transcribes as part of this product. This was built using Vercel. It's like I had it built initially on Cloudflare because I was basically setting up WebSockets to stream from the client side to the back end and like chunk things out and do like, it was really complicated. It didn't need to be, but then I just flipped it over and did everything on Convex and Vercel and like all the stuff. And after doing that, it actually got faster. So it was already pretty fast at transcribing, and people who've used it before said it's really fast, but now it's even faster if you can actually think about that. So that's kind of that in a nutshell. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Can it do live transcription? No, it's not something I'm focusing on yet, but my product that I'm focusing on more is going to be for content creators, or people who are interested in generative like engine optimization. Right now, like being discovered inside of AI language models is really hard. But the first part of it is actually getting the key terms correct. And the next part of it is like actually chunking out your content so it can actually be made discoverable. So you have to prepare the content from your videos by taking them in like the way I'm doing and publishing them. And so I've been able to see, like, not only for myself, but other people who've been using it to get ranked and get success so far. And, obviously the algorithms will keep changing, but from a content creator's perspective, in order for you to do basically what I'm doing here is you'd have to spend a lot of time to load up your own models, download them and process them on your machine. So that was the other problem I have. If you go to my GitHub, I have a free version of this, but it's not exactly like the web app experience, but it's called the MLX transcriber. So if you go to my repository, my profile here, it's up here, MLX auto titled video transcriber. So if you go here, this is literally it does the same thing, right? Like the code is all based off the same thing. It's not as fancy, but this is for free. And this uses resources of your machine. So at this time I had an M1 Mac, and this one doesn't have the dictionary feature. My app currently does. But you can vibe code and ask away and basically build it out like mine. You could probably take screenshots and everything. But this runs locally. So an hour live stream with the V3 model Whisper Large, or even the Parakeet model, while it was fast, the Parakeet model wasn't as accurate. So I had varying dependencies, also depending on the language and the accents. So there was a lot of different nuances. But you can play around. You can try them all. You can download whatever you want because this is like free. It's available on a Hugging Face and open source. And this is, it's all there for you. So the web version for me was also something I could do on the fly and on the go. So if I was remote, I could just, give it my files or any recordings I'm doing on my phone. It didn't require, like, if you have like a really inexpensive machine, this doesn't require an expensive machine. It just sends it off and it gets processed ridiculously fast. I've done 6 hour live streams. It does it in 2 minutes. It's so insane. It's so insane how much like work you can get done. Yeah, it's like, where's my 6 hour? 4 hours and 30 minutes. We cook. Look at this. We're cooking. Who does this? That's a long ass live stream. Nah, like it's crazy. So yeah, this has been really fun. This is my favorite project. So for sure. AEO Geo, the market's about to explode. Yeah. You should add an edit video transcribes. So that's the thing. I'm not trying to this is a niche product for me and content creators. And if you're a content creator and you do these workflows and it's super confusing, I'm just trying to make it easier for you. The next step is going to be adding the YouTube integration. So to link the two together, and I get the raw audio and I'll be able to process it. That's the problem, is because YouTube will give you transcripts, but the transcripts are bad. And then people try to use like language models on top of it, and it gets even worse. So now you start to degrade quality 2 steps. So I am going to try to work with a way to get the audio and process it and do everything in memory. So that way nothing is like written down. And then I have like a source file that actually has exactly what was said in that, live stream or whatever video you have. And that way that stuff is kind of captured as well. And so I think that's kind of where I'm really going with this. So that was probably a Yeball stream. Oh yeah, let's play, folks. Let's go ahead and play. I want to play right now. If you haven't had a chance, let's go to yeball.com. Thanks, Scott. Thank you so much. I love you for coming into the chat like this and kind of blowing it up. Let's do it. So let's go ahead and play. So if I'm going to start a match right now, if you go to the match, you should see the stream here. So you can play this on your phone, or you can play this on your tablet as well. And so let's just go ahead and start a game. So we should be able to get a bunch of folks that start the game. I'm going to see if I can copy this code here. Copy. And if you just join in here, so you can either scan that QR code or click the link in the chat to see if you can join. And you should be able to join from your phone. And what we can do is play. So we're going to play a game of like soccer literally across the world right now. Yesterday and the days before we were playing, so we had some folks from Australia, folks in Hawaii. We had some folks in North America here in California. We had some folks in India, also in Europe. All time zones we're playing, 10 people live at once. And it was crazy how smooth it was. So like, it's insane how much you can change. If you want to put your name, just go ahead and edit your name here at the very top, and that'll update your name there. And then when you're ready, just mark yourself as ready. And that way we'll be ready to play. But yeah, that way we know who's up here. So if you can just go ahead and says your name, this is where you should be able to edit your name up there and then save it. And that's what I'll update. So Aries, we got some other folks who are still joining in. Let's go ahead and see if I can play again. That'd be really fire. Yeah, this also works on mobile, which is cool. So very mobile friendly. We should be able to play. Sammy, WB, let's go. Yeah, so edit the name you want. Bruh. All right, let's go. Yeah, we got a couple more players. We got 1 or 2 more slots, and then we'll be ready to go. Make sure you update your name up here. Cook, let's go. All right, we're gonna start the match soon. If you haven't had a chance, make sure you hit ready. Otherwise, you get kicked out. Let's go. Yeah, let's go ahead and play. All right, let's go. Aries, let's go. I'll pass you the ball. All right, cool. Let's go. Yo, this game is, look at, bro. Oh, come on, bro. No. Come on, let's go. Oh. Cursor, let's go. I just stole it from you. Boom. Yes. You can tell I've been playing for a little while. Let's go. All right, let's go. Oh. Oh, yeah. That was a nice intercept there. Go, hit spacebar. Let's go. We are crushing it right now. Boom. Let's go. Oh, I'm so exhausted. Oh, go. Yes, Aries, go. Score. Goal. Bruh. Oh. I'm going to post up by the goal. Okay. I'm going to nice. Oh, almost. Let's get this. Oh. No. Yes. That was me. Yeah, let's go. Yes. Awesome. Yeah. Oh, so Scott is the cursor broke. Cursor money broke. Let's go. Boom. Oh, yo. Oh, bro, we almost scored. All right, let's get this. Boom. No. Yes. This is mayhem right now. We're yo. That was a fire kick. Bruh. Oh. Nice intercept, bro. Yo, Ryan. Let's go. No, I'm player. Oh, you're player. Okay. Gotcha. Awesome. Dang. Oh. All right, we're done with the first half so far. So first half is down 3-1, and we've that one stands out around. Ekan does actually. Yeah. So far we got player in the chat. Oh, which I think is Scott. Easy, huh? Yo, I don't know. Can Anthropic make the comeback? I think they are, low key. Okay. Also, where is everyone playing from? This is insane. Like, we definitely got Hawaii in the building. We got North America. We got Cali in the building right now. I think we got some folks from the UK as well. Maybe, I think Aries is from Australia or from the UK. I forget where you're from. WB scored. Let's go. Yo. Oh. And like, there is a little bit of lag, but it's not even too much lag, to be honest. I'm kind of blown away. All this game was basically agentically coded, if you know what I mean. I like that term that Cody just dropped about like being agentically coded, because vibe coded is kind of made like irresponsible. Agentically coded means like we prompted. Yeah. Australia. Damn, we got Australia in the building. We got Hawaii in the building. We got Cali in the building. I think we also got some folks in the UK. Who's playing right now? Let's go, bro. Oh, I'm gonna get this guy. Oh, bro. Okay, that That Sprint, East Coast. Okay. Yo, kind of East Coast in the building. We got Australia in the building as well. And we got Hawaii in the building. Let's go. I'm hopping back in. Y'all thought you can mess with me. I'm being defender over here. Get it out of here. I'm being defender. I'll be defender. Yo. All right. So yeah, we see the strat is like somebody actually has to be a defender, which is me. I'm back here. I got the team on my back. Let's go. All right, cool. I'm gonna just chill over here. All right, all right, all right. Boom. Oh, he juked me out. Kick it back, kick it back. Bruh. The goalie. Bro, you can't be doing that. I'm the only one back here defending. Is me and Ryan. My guy. Cooks, our goalie scored, bro. Oh, okay. All my folks on my team are stacked right now. Y'all must be from Europe. Oh, man. Let's go. Oh, okay, okay. Let's go. All right, cool. Got it. Boom. Oh. Nice. I scored 5 goals. We got Heartwired, who scored 2 goals. WB 2 goals. We got Player as well with 1 goal. And we have Cook with 1 goal. Cook from Morocco. Dang, from Morocco you pulled up. Okay. Not to be a critic, but when you get a chance, you should do an aim pass. Auto aim pass. Oh, where you can pick a player. I like that. Actually, I really like that feature because that makes it much more sticky. And then like I can make the ball kind of animate over them, which would be so cool. I like that. Dominated. Yo, this is crazy. Great build. And then you can add assists. That's what I want. I want like Steph Curry where like they pass the ball 5 times and then they score. Because when you're playing, how do you guard against that, right? I think you do pass. Because that's kind of what's crazy. Yeah, GG. Since we lost with Grace, I think we need an amazing tip on how to go from cursor broke to cursor win. The cursor broke to cursor win right now. I think the long and story short is plan with Opus. You can hand off to Sonnet 4.5 for 40% cheaper cost. That's pretty fire. So if you're just tuning in, if literally that's what you were tuned in for, my stream is kind of crashed right now, but I'm having a hard time loading my apps because I got to reboot my whole machine because I've just been eating tokens. But like, let me see if I can kind of show you. Let's see. Close this one. Here's my Clipper LOL Joy. So this is the plan. And in plan mode, there's a couple different prompts that you want to run. Like once you get the phase plan, you can select the different ones. And then in here, it says build with new agent. Don't do this one build, do build with new agent. This is new in the latest release. And what you can do there, right now there's a bug because it's going to use whatever the model was used to plan with. And it doesn't let you plan with the other ones. But you can start a new chat and then we can just reference the thing and say, let's work on these 2 tasks, you know? So I could just say GPT Sonnet 4.5. Let's say, let's work on the remaining. Here, I'm going to show you real quick. So we can just drag this in here. Let's work on phase 4 to-dos. And so now we're going to use Sonnet 4 to do the remaining to-dos here. And so this is just going to use that agent. So now we have like the cheaper thing. What's nice about it is it already has all of this stuff in context. So the agent doesn't have to go find the files. It already knows where to go. And so you save on a lot on the cost because you already front loaded it with the plan. If you wanted to use instead of Sonnet 4.5, you can just use GPT 5.2 or any of the GPT 5 models, then you're pretty much going to be good here. So this is going to be doing its thing here. So that's what's up. Yeah, so that's what's going to happen here. So it's going to, the user wants me to work on the phase 4 to-dos. It's loading up everything from the plan and I'll help you complete the phase 4 to-dos. So here it is. It's going to be doing its things. Now it's just kind of working. So now basically I'm using, and then, you know, Sonnet 4.5 has a 1 million token context window, not that you have to use it all, but it's able to take more of these tasks and complete them. But you still want to keep the tasks kind of narrower down in scope so that it can complete them and kind of not really go off the rails, if you know what I mean. So you get better reliability this way. And so now it's going to start marking them as to do. So that's all you have to do. Just drag the plan in, tell it what you want to do, select the specific model you want. And that's how you can go from cursor broke to cursor, I'm making $1 million. No, I'm just like, obviously I don't claim any of that stuff. That's kind of like, my channel is like the like, I know a lot of people will tell you just to get clicks saying, you got to do this. I, made $1 million using this type of thing, or I know someone who made $1 million, so I'm going to show you what they do. I don't vibe with that stuff here. Like, this channel is just about being an engineer and just being really raw and playing with this stuff and learning live. And like, this is an evolving field, and we were literally vibe coding before the term vibe coding was invented on this channel, along with some other folks. Tech Friend was doing this well. Other people were doing this, copy and pasting from ChatGPT. We just started going live, showing you this process, and like, this is how we, are staying up to date and keeping up with these things. So that's what you can do here. And this is how you let the agents pretty much do their work here. So now it even it does this thing. The only downside with this, until this bug gets fixed, is they won't be able to link this chat to this conversation in the plan. And I think that's just a bug that they're going to go ahead and fix, because I wanted to see if I can hand off to a cheaper model. That's kind of what we ended up with here. So yeah, that's what's up. Good to go. Happy New Year, all. Happy New Year. Client has a plan act mode. It always has. Yeah, nuggets of gold for sure. Gonna sit on the bench for a while. Lunch, maybe. Mahalo. Oh, thank you so much, Scott, for dropping by. Yeah, mahalo, and Happy New Year as well. I really appreciate you stopping by, spending some time on the stream. Y'all have been really good with everything here. So yeah, I'm researching how to build a freelancer agent with Claude right now. Yeah, German playing from a main right now. Dang, bro. That's why our team was stacked. We got a bunch of European players up in here. Yo, keep it up, man. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, this is I love bringing in the new year this way with everyone here. Like I said, I was just giving a big shout out to all the channel members. Y'all have been super supportive and super helpful, and sticking around and kind of making this really this reality possible. For those who don't know, I used to be an engineer at Apple for 12 years and almost 13 actually. And now basically, instead of going back to go work at a big FANG company, I'm just kind of turning on the live streams and trying to learn this new AI movement now as it's actually evolving. And what's kind of funny is that if I would have gone back there, I probably wouldn't have this opportunity to spend more time with these models and prompt this way. And in a lot of cool ways, I get to apply my principles that I've learned over these years to show you what I do and learn as I go. And it's opened up so many opportunities, getting to meet these engineers who are working on all this stuff. I'm based here in the Bay Area. I also spend a lot of time in Hawaii. So while I'm here in the Bay Area, I'll be meeting up with various companies. So this coming Monday on January 5th, I'm going to be heading over to the Cursor's headquarters, and then be sitting down with their engineers, because I've been telling them about how I'm using plan mode. They've already taken a lot of my feedback and have been implementing it in the app already, but we're going to take that further. There's a lot of other stuff in BugBot and then PR reviews that I'm actually kind of going over. And I'm going to try to see if I can film it as well. So earlier you saw me with my little remote setup. I'm trying to see what the viability is of live streams. On January 6th through the 9th, I'm going to be in Las Vegas. So if you're in Las Vegas, let me know, because it'd be so cool to meet up. I'm actually literally going to be at CES. So let's try to figure out something. Drop in the DMs, drop in the comments if you're in Vegas for CES. That'd be so fire to meet up with some folks, because that'd be really cool to hang out. So do you know that there are American territories right outside of Hawaii? Yes. Yeah. They don't have much, by the way, of nightlife, but they're out there. They're pretty cheap. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. It's so cool, the different places you can get up. What languages did you use at Apple? Let's see. C, C++, Objective-C, Swift, Python, Rails. I did some, what else did I do? I did a little bit of PHP. I think some of my first internal tools I made with PHP. And what else did I do? HTML, CSS, basic stuff there. Nothing too much. Most of the stuff became internal tooling for the web things. It was just to kind of slap on something and kind of get going as quickly as fast as possible without any authentication. Let's see. I think those are the kind of the main ones. Later on, a lot of my experience later on just became in the realm of getting software, owning a product or owning a specific feature for a product, and then trying to get it out the door. And that involved every single part of the stack. So I think that's what became super insane. It's for the over-the-air updates for the Apple Watch was kind of the biggest one. That was probably the biggest insane project I've ever worked on, but it gave me tons of experience to learn about the system from the ground up, from literally what's happening at the boot level of like how like a display gets put onto a device, how it gets made at a factory, and like what happens with memory, and like how the devices turn on, and like how things go through a boot sequence. Like really low level stuff to like actually integrating of things. So all like the firmware level things with the chips and like the timings and all this stuff, and like really hardware specific things to like the software level, like at the kernel, like how the messages get sent back and forth, like literally all the stuff, and keep going up the layers, like in the UI, like sync engines, what's happening in memory, and how the OS actually responds, and iOS is different from Mac OS, and even security restrictions on top of that, along with like the full system end to end. Not many people get to touch the system in a diverse way who usually work there. They usually get to spend a lot of time like in a really small portion, but they go very, very, very deep in their part of the stack. And so it's nice because there's a lot of history, and it's like, unless you work on the Linux kernel, it's kind of like similar, like you get to work with all these people with lots of experience, and then you can kind of like play with things and go really deep for a long period of time. So that's kind of what I got to do. I got to go really deep in a lot of layers of the stack, and combine them together, to ship software and find issues and stuff. So yeah, I became extremely good at debugging and finding issues, but then also getting them resolved and like rolling my own fixes, which was really crazy. So so I'm an engineer, bro. I'm not an engineer, bro. I'm a dropout. I'd say most of my experience, if I were to kind of look at the bigger picture of things, comes from like, I'm just going to just say it really frank, getting shit done and shipping software. So a lot of the team that I rolled with was more about, something is broken or we need to get X more months out. How do we get there? And like, this is where we're at right now. So like, I can take a look at a system really quickly, start playing with it, and just start picking apart like, okay, this needs to be fixed. This needs to be fixed. This needs to be fixed. Don't do that. Do this. Because I just have so much hands-on experience, and I don't have a degree. So I learned everything by doing. So I know more in more details than most people who've spent any time like studying it, because I know the systems and like how they work kind of intuitively. And so that's what's hard to explain. But that's been really nice actually working with, AI now, because prompts are kind of the same way. In essence, we're doing a couple of things. People like to think about prompting as like a, text in and text out, but there's a whole nother layer that people don't talk about that's actually going on like mathematically. But there's also like something that's also happening at a quantum level that also kind of happens mathematically. So I'm trying to figure out a better way to explain this, and I'm going to have like a nice blog post. But in essence, a lot of the intelligence is there, and you have to kind of shape the information that you put into it, and you kind of like feed it in, and you kind of get an angle that kind of comes out, and you say like, hey, yes, this is really useful. But if you change your approach or you shape the information in a different way, you will get a very different outcome. And this is kind of why AI isn't so programmatic that way, but it can reveal some interesting results. And so, systems and really complicated stuff is kind of like my bread and butter. And this is why I really thrive in these environments, because it's about kind of learning on the fly and doing as we go. So that's what I like to do in this channel. I think if you've been able to kind of hang out here this far for my live stream and kind of enjoy what we're doing, that's what I'm going to keep doing here on this channel. So for 2026, if you're just kind of here, what we're looking ahead is a couple of things. I'm looking at things more in terms of like in-person meetups and events. So I'm going to try to do more events where like we can all come together and do something. I'm also going to be looking to do these little mini cohorts. So probably like in February, I'll probably launch something where we can kind of work towards a goal, like whether it's like shipping an app or doing something, but have a group of people where we kind of like really work together. It's a little bit different from a Discord. It's a little bit different from other things. There'll be like accountability, and we'll probably meet a couple times a week just to make sure we can get that stuff done. Because I think that there's a lot of value in learning together, especially with a group, and then continuing that mission then on forward. So if you have any ideas as far as like what you would like to learn, just let me know. Drop them in the comments as well. Drop them here in the stream, and I would love to maybe put together a little group of people who want to kind of work on the same thing or work towards an outcome. So like, I just want to set up Stripe, or I just want to set up like databases, or I want to work with auth and kind of make the whole thing come together. I know people want, like, I'm going to probably do a series in January where I build an app from scratch and use the latest stuff, and I'll learn how to do it live with you. So I'm still new to like web development per se, But as far as like engineering, we can figure it out, right? You know, like there's always a way to figure this stuff out, especially with AI LLM. So yeah, when you make a group, I'm in for sure. Yeah, I'm totally down to, yeah. That's what I want to do. I feel like we got to figure this stuff out together. So yeah, events are going to be a big deal in 2026 for me. I'm going to try to launch something like that. The cohort thing is going to be a really big deal. And then making my apps here live. And so I want to cover these processes as I go, and we'll keep sharing more knowledge as well. So definitely excited for the MLX Apple stuff incoming. I hope they really cook with this. I really do. I really, really do. I think the guy who was working on it almost left. I don't know what's going on there, but yeah. But I think it's going to be, they're cooking some stuff. I think it would also be cool to build a workflow to learn coding with the help of AI, an intuitive way that you learned. Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't necessarily like, this is not my main goal. My main goal, is kind of the reason why I live stream, is to just learn by doing, right? So my outcome is like, I want to make this cool app that can help me like make clips for me, or like making the soccer game. Like I didn't know how to make a soccer game, but we literally, what I call yap to app. So we just insert our specs and try to build it around it. And then once we understood that there was a good workflow around this, built a skill file to generate like the actual app architecture. So that's kind of what we're using here. So yeah, if you can, like for those folks who've been watching the streams for a long time, have seen me kind of evolve this process. It's a continual evolving thing, but I think other people have been inspired and then been able to make software. Like for example, someone earlier mentioned they're launching a site tomorrow for signups. I'm like, they were just watching the streams and kind of going along with this. So this is kind of the movement we're here to build. So yeah, I am the king of building the jet while he's flying it. Yes, best way to learn. Learning Science 101, teaching the pilots while he builds his new. Yeah. I think it's cool. It's the best way. I talked to someone from Unsloth, and they also work on full mix support to be released, as I understood, in 2026. Oh, full MLX support. Yo, that'd be crazy. That's so, I mean, it makes sense. That's kind of where the trend is going. If you get a bunch of these machines running, they're going to be so fast because the memory is right there. Like the memory, I don't know. So this is weird. Okay. Should I throw 30K into Apple stock or 30K into an Apple like machine? So I think another way to do this is probably to like lease the machine through Apple. So like, I think Apple has one of these like business programs. Claude. I'm just going to ask Claude right now. Use Exa to research. Use Exa to research and see if Apple has something for small businesses to get loans or some type of lease program for their Apple machines. Am I restricted on the types of machine or how much money I can spend? Okay, so the thing is that with today's interest rates, and from what I understand about money, if I get 30K or 20K and just throw it into a machine right here, basically my money will just be taken out of the market. And if I leave it in the market for X amount of years, that compounding interest could possibly return higher and even pay for the machine itself through the lifetime of me having it for like 3 to 4 years. I can either trade it back in or do something like that and kind of get my, money to be in the market instead of in the Apple's hands, and they basically take my money and do the same thing, right? So this is what I'm trying to understand here is like, what programs or types of things can I leverage? I have really good credit, so my business like also has credit technically, because whenever you open an LLC, technically you get, if you get an EIN number, you'll start to accumulate, a credit score. And so that's what you want to do is like leverage money, right? So they have flexible lease terms, plan to your own. So like, let's see, plan to upgrade, designed for businesses who want to stay, and you can upgrade and return equipment at lease end. So this is probably maybe what I'll do. And then as you lease the equipment, because you can either write off the interest or I'm not a tax bro, but like there's probably some type of accounting thing that can be to the advantage of a business. And since I'm talking about it on my live streams, it'd probably be a business write-off if I use them for my live streams for my business here, if you know what I mean. So okay. And likely keep your current gear for live streams. The plan to upgrade could be worth looking into since you'd want to refresh periodically anyways, and the lack of minimum order thresholds is nice too. Okay, so like, run the math for me, because one of the configurations is a 512 gigabyte M3 machine that costs about 10K. And if I wanted to get 2 of them, if I were to put 20K into the stock market and I were to trade in the machine every 3 years or something like that, what would my returns be on that money if I left it in the market? And like, what would my terms minus all the fees and different things if I did the lease thing through the Apple financing? I just kind of want to evaluate this here. So we're using a smart model to see if it can kind of let us cook here. And let's see, what's the math? Like, what's the back of napkin math? So let's see. Thanks for the hang, Ray. Got to lock in. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for dropping by. I really appreciate that. 30K Apple machine. Are you going to build a Mac Studio? Yeah, that's what we're doing, bro. We're gonna have a whole cluster here. Yeah. Just called just-in-time learning. Yeah. I didn't realize you could use an MPC with the version of Claude. I've only used MPCs with Claude Desktop. Oh, yeah. So for the web version, you have to add the HTTP endpoints so that you can use the MCP servers as well. So you just give it the API key as part of one of the variables in your HTTP request. And then that's kind of what I'll take it here. So after doing that, it's so nice. It's so super nice. So yeah. So you can lease it from one of the cloud providers, but there's also like tax advantages, right? Like if you have a machine that you lease versus like, it's still, I don't know what the tax advantages are. Like, cause I feel like you get into a program where you can then, if you can run it on your own stuff, it's really interesting here. So time horizon, pay upfront cost is 20K, trade-in value after 3 years. Based off what I was seeing, high-end Macs, they depreciate 50 to 70% after 3 years. So 10K machine trades in for 3,500 after 3 years. So conservative estimate is back for both machines. Net cost of ownership is $13,000 for 3 years. So the lease plan to upgrade you plus invest 20K. So Apple doesn't publish exact APR rates for business leases, but FMB leases typically run 4 to 8%. So at a 4% rate, the estimated monthly payment is $475. If you pay it over 36 months, that's around $17,000, right? Lease payments, 20K. At the end of the lease planned upgrade, you return the equipment, no trade-in value comes back to you, but that's baked into the lower payments. In your 20K in the market will basically, at a 7% return, you'll gain 4,500. So the recent one has been really strong, so that's 8,000. So here we are. So the real comparison, cash purchase, out of pocket now, get the trade-in, the net cost is 13,000. Money is not invested. So that's the opportunity cost, okay, at a 10% return. So the true 3-year cost would then be 1960. And if you do the investments, the true cost is here. So monthly payments. So the investment gains 6,000 at a 10%. You trade in the equipment. So the 3-year cost to own, so like the lease plus invest option, the actual cost is 11,000 instead of doing the cash purchase. So this will actually cost you more, right? So it'll cost you like $19,000 because you don't invest the 6,600 at a 10% return, basically. So that's an interesting difference here. And so the bottom line, the lease invest strategy wins by roughly $8,000 over 3 years. Assuming there's a decent return, Apple's lease rates aren't in the typical 4 to 8% range, and you actually invest the cash and don't touch it. Cash purchase wins if the market tanks. You get significantly better than Apple's trade-in values, and then Apple's lease rates are higher than 10%. Okay, that's wild. Like that's a nice penny. You're like, this is a nice vacation to Hawaii. You know, first class. Let's go. That's interesting. Yeah, that's the way that I like try to see if you can leverage this stuff. Oh, interesting. Anyone still using Cursor after the last 2 weeks? Bruh. Oh man, that's cool. So that's what's up. All right. I chickened out the 512 and got the, bro. Walter, come on, bro. If you already made it this far, just go all in, bro. Just do the lease program. Like, lease to invest. Because then monthly payments are this. And then you invest the rest. And then like, this is not financial advice, by the way. This is just me publicly thinking out loud about what I'm thinking about for my, how do I not spend this money? Can I get your workflow somewhere without joining the Discord? As of now, it's probably just going to be through a cohort. And the cohort thing is probably going to be the thing I'm going to be launching in the beginning of 2026. So be tuned in for that. I'm also going to try to see if I can put something into like, something formally, because I'm still working out this workflow and I need feedback from real people. So like the cohort thing is the best part. So get people to working together because it works for me. It may not work for you, right? So other people are using different things. And I think the refinement of other people trying things kind of gets me to make it a little bit better. So as of right now, I'm just kind of doing it on live stream, and I will be on the lookout for the cohort stuff that's going to be coming soon. So as of now, thank you all so much for tuning in. We've had an amazing live stream this morning. Happy New Year for all those folks who are joining in. This is a fantastic way to end 2025, is to hang out with y'all. We got to play a game of soccer. We got to do a little bit of coding. We even got to see my machine crash. So maybe it's a sign that we need to invest in a new machine. So we'll see what's going on with that. But be safe out there. Happy 2026. It's going to be rolling in. It's going to be full of a lot of good stuff. We got a whole bunch of events and things coming on in 2026. So make sure you stay tuned. I'm Ray Fernando. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. And I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. Peace out, y'all.